Om. 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 Today we are going to discuss chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga. 42 verses. Vibhuti Yoga means glories of God, Nirguna Brahman. In chapter 9, Lord Krishna ended by stating that no one is banned or barred or denied access to that Nirguna Brahman. However many papa or sins one has committed, when that individual jiva surrenders unto me, I will protect that jiva. He also gave an example of Valmiki, who was a hunter and robber. Later on, upon realization through Narada's guidance, he wrote Ramayana. In verse 1 to 3 in chapter 9, he mentioned that he is going to share the royal knowledge which is imperishable. In verse 4, he gave 4 powerful statements. The formulas: I am all pervasive, I am in all. All beings are in me, meaning dependent. Everyone is dependent on me. For example, clay and pot. Pot is dependent on the clay, right? Pot doesn't exist on its own without clay. Number 3 is, I am not in them. He said, it seems contradictory. I am not in them, none are in me. Number 3 and 4. What it means is the word pot is superimposed on me. Clay alone is. Like Vijaya is superimposed on Atman. There is no Vijaya. Vijaya is a name for Nama Rupa. Aham Brahmasmi. So no pots in clay, no snake in rope, no Vijaya in Atman. Atman alone is. That needs to be very clearly understood. So this is chapter 9, verse 4 to 10. We can listen again. In chapter 9, 33, Krishna mentioned that having come to this transient, joyless, that is anityam, asukam, lokam, surrender unto me and you will attain me. This could have, somebody's coming. This could have brought an attitude or dispassion, dislike, restraining ourselves from the worldly experiences. We definitely need to enjoy the world, appreciate everything, have the sense of gratitude. It doesn't mean that we have to completely negate all this. So all these chapters, first 1 through 9, we were talking about it. You are not this body, you are not this world, and all these things. But here, he is altering that in chapter 10 by saying that the entire universe is not to be repelled, because for it is all, everything that we see, hear, taste, touch, and smell, they are all Iswara Swarupa, divine. For the beginners to develop dispassion, it was mentioned earlier. People could inadvertently think that we need to renounce everything, but chapter 10 focuses on removing those negative tendencies in the mind of the seekers and replace them with the thought that the entire appearance is Nirguna Brahman, supreme presence. He is glorifying, divinizing, spiritualizing that all appearances are divine. He says in verse 1, chapter 10, I will introduce myself again for your benefit. Even the deities, supernatural beings, angels, and rishis are not aware of me. I am the cause of all appearances. Aham Adirhi. I am Anadi, which is no beginning, and I am Anantam, limitless. No beginning and no end, no birth and no death. Those who know me as is are relieved from papa and punya, merits and demerits, consequences of their karma. So in Vedanta, the papa means has 3 definitions in Vedanta. One is any wrongdoing, right? All papas are papas. thought, word, and when we say that, it is thought, word, and deed. Anything that you think has a consequence. Anything you utter has a consequence. Any action you perform has a consequence. If it is negative. Same thing with punya also. Punya also in Vedanta is considered as papa. Because why? Because it is going to give us a next birth to experience the consequences. Now the third one is ignorance, avidya. From avidya comes karma, karma, and then the karma, consequences of karma, then the next body, then again you accumulate and then come back again. It is a vicious cycle. So all these demerits, merits, and ignorance, all these three are considered as papa in Vedanta. Only in Vedantic perspective. But in Dharma Shastra, that is science of righteousness, law of ethics, they are two different entities. We should follow righteous living and stand up against unrighteous behavior in any part of the society. Verse 3, he says, I am the cause of all rishis. He lists all the rishis' name. That is, and realize the soul implies that I am the cause of the entire universe. I am both the material cause and the intelligent cause. Clay and the pot maker, both. And it is referred to as nimittopadana karanam. I am both the nimitta karanam and upadana karanam. Material cause is that which exists in all three periods of time. That is the clay. Clay existed before the pot, as a pot, and even after the pot breaks. Atma exists as before Vijaya was born, as Vijaya, and when Vijaya is gone. It's always there. That is upadana karana. The pot maker, the intelligent cause, is also necessary. Because everything was in somebody's mind before they materialized. A coffee cup, a water bottle, computer, iPad, everything was in somebody's mind before. So each and every personality in me is me, he says. One appears as many. Some are made basically very kind and compassionate. But whereas some others could be angry, agitated, and afraid all the time. For example, he says a cow is a very calm animal compared to all the other animals. Even though a cow is huge and heavy, a coyote or a dog can kill it. Krishna, as Nirguna Brahman says, here in Bhagavad Gita alone, you can refer that every chapter, every verse Krishna speaks, it says Bhagavan Uvacha. It doesn't say Krishna Uvacha, because Bhagavan is beyond Krishna. Bhagavan has taken an avataram of a human being because human beings cannot conceptualize Nirguna Brahman. So he as Nirguna Brahman, Krishna says, I am in all these attitudes, in all bhava, in anything that appears in this universe. He says, I am the intellect. Buddhi. Buddhi is the intellect because every mind has got four different functionality. One is the flow of thought, manam, buddhi, chittam, ahankara. Flow of thought. Then buddhi is the decision-making faculty. Chittam is the memory. Ego is ahankaram and mamakaram. I and mine. So that intellect chooses analyzes any situation. The intellect is the one who compares the pros and cons, analyzes critically, logically, and then makes a decision, right? That is the intellect. So he says, I am the intellect in all beings. Animals act on instincts, humans act on intuition, that is the inner guidance. It's always good to tell children, if you think it is good, do it. If you think it is not good, don't do it. Simple way. Instead of telling, guiding them, thinking, advising them at all times. Everyone is Chaitanya. Everyone knows what is right and what is wrong. Animals don't know their own reflection. The mind has four functionalities, as I said. Humans are product of their choices. So whether should I talk or not? Should I talk now or not? Should I say this now or not? Should I eat or not? We always make decisions. That is the intellect, and that is what I am, he says. Krishna says, everything came from me. All subtle attitudes, innate nature, personalities are all from me. All gross bodies are from me. That is Sthula Sharira. All Sukshma Shariras are from me. When my power is in the seed form, like, it's called Bija Avastha, dormant. It is referred to as yoga, divine power. See, in Sanskrit, every word has got multiple meanings. So it changes from context to context. Yoga here means the Bija Avastha. So that is a divine power. Some call it energy. But when it is manifested, it is referred to as glory or vibhuti. So the yoga manifests into vibhuti. So for example, we all are sitting now. We have the ability we have the yoga inside, which is to walk, to talk, to write, everything, right? But everything is dormant right now. Once the session is over, then we start walking. So that is what it is. It is an expression. It cannot be expressed until it cannot be identified until expressed. One time what happened from personal experience, I was in a playground with my grandson, 4 years old. I took him to playground, and there was another father with the same age group child, and they were playing, and I was trying to talk to him, and he said, "I don't hear. I cannot listen. I don't have that capacity." See, initially you don't know unless it is expressed, right? So we assume. So this is again another, that expression was not there. Krishna says all powers are divine. That is a potential energy in the seed form. And then manifested, expressed, it is kinetic energy, vibhuti. All expressions are me, all are mine. I am the cause of all yoga. Knowledge, courage, wealth, sun, moon, all are my expressions. Vibhuti, he says. These include earthquake, flood, famine, everything, tornado, hurricane, whatever is nature's expressions. In Karma Kanda, Veda's first part, rituals, each power, this power or Vibhuti is considered as represented as a deity. We often say sun god, rain god, right? So I am the power expressed in all this. It is also in many cultures. We have seen in many cultures, South Asian cultures, and even Native Americans also, they worship space, air, fire, water, earth, everything. This explains that there is only one God and many deities. In Sanatana Dharma, there is only one God. It's a monotheistic religion. Because I studied in 1991, I took world religion class, and they were asking me about this. At that time, I didn't know, but how to explain it. It is not many gods. There is only one God, but many deities, we call it Devata. So Panchapudha Bhuta Sthalam, we have seen that in India. There are five different temples for each element, right? So, and also we have Lakshmi, we worship Lakshmi for wealth, Saraswati for knowledge, Muruga for courage, Hanuman for strength. We have got different. So what he's saying is, Nirvana Brahma is saying, I express in different forms. To whatever he mentioned in chapter 7, whatever they ask, I give that in that form. Like example, we also saw that if you go to the bank, if you need something to open an account, you go to the checking account manager. Or if you want to take a loan, you go to a different person. If you want to borrow something or something else, some other open a CD or savings account, you go to a different person. Same thing. So one Nirguna Brahman appears as many. So he said, those who understand me, I am Anantam, I am Anadi and Anantam, those who understand me as in all, with a firm conviction, merges with me. And he says, do not doubt that. Sanatana Dharma is a monotheistic, not polytheistic. So verse 8 to 11, he says, Krishna describes his grace towards his seekers. The trust, the reverence that a seeker has on me is directly proportionate to how much he or she knows me. Even in transactional life, you trust or your friendship is all dependent on how much you know about the person, right? If I introduce X to you, you don't immediately admire or adore that person until you have an interaction and then say, oh, wow, this person knows so much, right? Then only you start admiring. Same thing. The more we know about God, the more we develop that bhakti. So verse 6, it says, all sthula sharira, gross body, came out of me. And he refers to several rishis, which we'll see in the slide. And Manu, there are 14 Manus, and the 4 Manus were sitting under Dakshinamurti. From Manus came men. That is why it is man and Manushyan, because everyone came from Manu. So bhakti, reverence, devotion to God is all the same. People around the globe pray, worship without knowing who God is. Where is that God? Such a devotion is fragile. Could break when things don't go their way, when one is disappointed by the outcome. I have seen this also, experienced it. I have experienced all this in my life. There was one of my cousin sisters. She lost her husband. She used to do prayer all the time. When she lost her husband, she took out all the pictures from the wall and broke them. I don't trust you anymore. That bothered me at that time. It was in 1970. But when you don't know who God is, where God is, then you're just blindly following the tradition. So it's important to know who God is. He says in verse 8, I am the source of all good and bad, all originated in me. Initially, in early stages, humans pray with the thought that I am different from the universe. They pray to me, they worship me, show devotion to me, but dislike, disrespect, hate, and abuse other people around. Life and devotion are viewed as two separate entities in the early stages. Upon gaining the supreme knowledge, they see the entire universe as divine. The worldview changes. There is a poem in Tamil also, where Tirumular has written that saying, when you see an elephant made out of wood, the carpenter sees the wood, the carpenter's son sees the elephant, right? So when you see the sculpture, or when you go to the temple and you see the idol, some see God, some see only the rock or whatever material it is used. Again, in my experience in 1972, I went to the temple in Tamil Nadu, Chennai, and I didn't see God. I saw the statue. At that time, I was not ready. I did not know that because in Bombay, we don't go to temple often. There are not very many temples, right? So occasionally we would go to the temple. So it was from where I have evolved is again personal experience. This explains the idol worship. People don't know. People think it is an idol worship, but the seekers are seeing God in that. It's like national flag. We can say it's a flag, just a material, or you can say it represents a nation. Same with pictures. We have pictures of the deceased family members at home. Do we see picture as a picture or do we see as a person? So he says, sincere seekers see me in all, trust me and surrender unto me. In chapter 7.16, we saw 4 types of devotees. One is Artaha, Artarthi, Jignasu, and Jnani. Artaha is the one who seeks relief from sufferings. I'm going through all these sufferings. Please help me. Please guide me. Then Artarthi is those who want worldly promotions or worldly possessions, promotion, increment, job, all these things. Jigyas is those who want to know, understand, and aspire to reach me. Jnani is the one who has realized who I am. Krishna talks about the group 3 Jigyasu, those types of seekers. They spend their entire life thinking, speaking about me. This is the measuring scale yardstick to assess one's own level of spirituality. How much time do I spend on spiritual talk? Am I focused more on outside worldly activities? Or am I going antaryami. Do we ever pause and reflect? That is the only thing, that's the main thing happens in spiritual path. Otherwise, we are always in the rat race, doing things, going here, doing things again and again throughout life, 80, 90, 100 years. But in spiritual path, you pause and think. So what am I talking about? We either talk to others or we talk about others. What words do I use? How long do I talk? These are for self-reflection, not to assess anybody else. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say that I am in terrible agony to talk about worldly matters, because he had only one thought about Supreme. He was happy from within. Krishna says, Jigyasus are happy, contented, and peaceful, thinking about me at all times. They do not differentiate the world from me, people or other beings. Number 10, what do I give them in return? I offer them the intelligence, Vibhuti Yogam, ability to differentiate the truth from appearance, meaning I operate through their intellect, remove their ignorance. If you are unable to discern, you accept anything and everything that is said to you. Verse 11, he says, with the fire of knowledge, I remove the darkness, that is the ignorance, not knowing who am I. That is Jnana Agni in Sanskrit, that Jnana Agni burns the ignorance. Such seekers see me in everything, and they get to see my cosmic presence, Nirguna Brahman. Verse 12 to 18, Arjuna is placing a request to Krishna. Could you please repeat your glories? It is a nectar to me, and he uses all adjectives. You are the omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. Without a second, you are birthless and you are deathless. You are supreme and pure. You are indescribable, undefinable. That is what sages and saints say about you. Please describe more about yourself to me. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Only in Bhagavad Gita, in all other scriptures, we refer God as a third person. Only in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna directly speaks to us, each one of us individually speaking directly to entire humanity. Therefore, Krishna Avatar is referred to as Poorna Avatar, even though he had taken multiple avatars before. Arjuna continues, no one knows you as is. You are the strength, righteousness, wealth, courage, grounded, luminous. Shat Sampannan is another name for Krishna. He possesses all these 6 qualities. You know the past and future lives of Jiva. You incarnate to protect the righteous when unrighteousness takes over the world. There's a difference between incarnation and reincarnation. Incarnation is sages and saints and divine takes the form to come and help the needy. Reincarnation is based on our consequences of this body. Even when Nirguna Brahman incarnates, a common man does not recognize the avatar. Even when Krishna appeared, many did not recognize him. So was Jesus, Buddha, and all realized ones. People don't, even among us right now, we may see jnanis around us, but we don't recognize them. But we are not ready yet, that is why. Because again, when I was in college, Chinmayananda used to come to my college monthly once to give lectures. But I attended 1 or 2 lectures and then I didn't go. I was not ready then. So not everybody is ready. So no one can describe you except you, he says. Please share everything about you. One who has these dormant divine powers is yogi. Arjuna addresses Krishna as yogi. These dormant divine powers are yoga. Whoever has this knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi, is jnani. Krishna states in verse 19, I am in all. I cannot describe everything, but I will share it very briefly. Just like when we describe any city or country, we cannot describe everything, but refer to the famous spots. Like if you say New York, immediately Statue of Liberty comes. California, Disneyland comes. Florida, Kennedy Space Center comes, right? Paris is Eiffel Tower. So similarly, Krishna points out certain spots. By saying this, others are not excluded, but all inclusive in that category. So far, for a beginner in the spiritual path, he was emphasizing that the world is an appearance, it is a mithya. So do not get entangled into it. As humans, we are drawn to glamour, that is normal, natural, innate samskara. To elevate the seeker to the next spiritual level, we need to see the universe as divine and remove the dislikes and hatred in our minds. Go beyond the plurality. Now, what are the benefits of knowing the glories of Brahman? It is not actually mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, but my guru was explaining it, and he said the same thing. There are 8 benefits. First one is elimination of dislike and hatred. Dvaita Nvritti, Dvesha Nivritti. In our heart, there should not be any hatred, dislike towards any being at all. Even though others may hurt us, abuse us, this is all divine plan to help us mature and evolve into spiritual path. Titiksha, that is why Titiksha, endurance. This is all drama. Evolution and growth is possible only through struggles, challenges, problems, and difficulties. Even after a child, 8 months old, a child goes through the pain when the first tooth comes, right? Yeah, and every tooth. So any and all great sages have gone through tremendous hardships in the spiritual path. All good and bad are my reflections. Because these are good and bad are in our mind, in our thoughts. They are events, they are situations, they are occurrences happen. Events, that's all. It's an event. That is the first one, elimination of dislikes and hatred. Number 2 is pride elimination. That is Abhimana Nvritti. That is ego dissolution. As and when we achieve, accomplish power, position, wealth, name, fame, a superiority complex can develop. This could happen even to one who has studied all the scriptures. An egoistic attitude, arrogance, these are like weeds. Just like we pull out weeds, we need to be conscious about it and make efforts to eliminate it. All our efforts are due to the grace of God. Everything that we have achieved so far is because grace of God. We could be in homeless somewhere, just begging for food, one meal. We are blessed. So being proud and arrogant is a downward spiral. What goes up will always come down. Humility is absolutely necessary. I am a zero. That's what we have to say. And 1 is added to it. Then it becomes 10. When we rise high with all the accolades, we humans tend to be arrogant, bossy, pompous. I just met somebody last week who was in that situation. On the contrary, when the same name, power, position, wealth are gained by our family members, then what we develop is envious, jealousy, or envious. So it often happens among siblings. We may think we don't have it, but upon careful observation, self-reflection alone, we can identify this weakness. Jealousy, in a way, there's a difference between jealousy and envious. Jealousy is I'm looking up to that person. Wow, this person got this job and he's doing well and all. That means it promotes me to aspire and work hard and to reach that position. Okay, kind of positive way. I want to do that also. He has achieved this. I want to do this. But envy is I don't want him to do it. I want to pull him down. I want to be better than him. That is the envious. So we studied in Mahabharata, Duryodhana was envious of Pandavas. Even though he had the empire and everything, his envy led to the war and eventually a downfall of the entire dynasty. Of course, that is where Gita was born too. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got this Bhagavad Gita. Number 4 is Iswara Jagat Beda Nivaranartham. Early on, the scriptures taught us that God is different from the world. He is the creator. The world is a created. And that's all for the children of Vedanta, Shankara calls as Balaha. Here he is removing the difference to take us to the next level. All are his expressions. This helps to expand our mind to the fact that one appears in all. One appears as many, one message, many messengers. There are no differences. Differences are in our mind. That one is a Christian, this one is a Muslim. We call differences. But there are many messengers. There is only one. The first step to devotion, bhakti, is single-pointed focus. Attention that there is God, Asti. From Asti comes to Asmi. There is one Asti, there is God. Then second step is expansion, that it is that one God is in all bodies. Then number 7 is Dvaita Makam Jagat, that is the universe is plurality. You see darkness and light, insult and appreciation, victory, defeat, heat, cold, birth, death. We experience all this in transactional life. We seekers need to move beyond that plurality. Krishna says, I am in all, I am behind all, meaning I am behind righteousness and unrighteousness. Wherever righteousness is there, unrighteousness will also be there. Wherever health is there, there will be sickness. Wherever success is there, there will be failure. What we humans do is we negate one part of it, the unwanted. He says, I am both health and sickness, but humans do not endure them, do not accept them. This is not good. This is the attitude in the mind. I am both birth and death, he says. I am the colon. I am the time. Of course, when we are sick, we need to take care of our health, body, medicines, do what is necessary, do the needful. But when it is beyond repair, accept it. Pain is for the body. Sorrow is of the mind. This cannot be erased. This cannot be eliminated. These are the shackles that we put around ourselves in our mind. Accept everything as is. Do not attempt to change. We cannot change anything. It's all his glories, his drama. We call it Krishna Leela or Nataraja's dance. We are not avatars who are who are incarnated here to protect the righteous. We should live a dharmic life, righteous life in our path. Be a role model to the next generation. We cannot change anyone. They follow their own path. No need for any advice. Life experiences will teach everyone. Doesn't mean indifference. Guide once and leave it. As I'm living with my children, I practice this all the time. I don't need to advise anybody. They're all adults. They have the chit, they have the chaitanyam. They know what is right and what is wrong. If they make a mistake, they will learn from it. So live and let live. So otherwise it becomes nagging parent, So an anecdote he says is in 1914 in New Jersey, Thomas Alva Edison lost 10 buildings of his lab in a massive fire. His response was, it's all right, we just got rid of rubbish. Although I am 67, I will start all over again, he said. Absolutely no disappointment, frustration, sadness, or anger when he said that. We have got to love what we do, and with that, it entitles to both good and bad. He lost at that time in 1914 $23 million. Same with Janaka in Ramayana. His kingdom was in fire, and his response was, it didn't burn me. See, one has to go beyond this duality. Do not get disturbed by either one. Never get elated for something or dejected by anything. Accept as is. It means we should not encourage. It should not mean that we should encourage unrighteous acts. We should take on the righteous living dharmic path. Some unrighteous acts will happen without our control. We can try to prevent or stop. But when that's beyond our control, we should renounce it in our mind, lead a dharmic life. Somebody's in the waiting room, sorry. So some unrighteous acts will happen. happen without our control. So there's a quote, I think it is Helen Keller said, stand up for what is right even if you are standing alone. So we should not support unrighteous acts. Today we see many acts of unrighteousness around the globe. Hatred, mass killings, wars in the name of development, greed over power, position, wealth, deforestation, pollution of river, exploitation, poverty, inequality, and many more religious fights. This is all happening. These are all, there are many protests and activists happening, we see around the globe. Some could be changed and many cannot be. Effort is necessary, and when not possible, accept it. The last one, the eighth one is Advaita Siddhi. Everyone that we see is all that one supreme. There is no difference between Nirguna Brahman and the universe. One alone is. This is Advaitam, non-dual state, a free state of human existence. Fearless. I alone is. There is nothing that can bring me joy or sorrow, for there is no second. I alone is. When you see one in all, see, I often say, when I am friendly, I have friends everywhere, right? So if I'm not friendly, then naturally I will have an enemy. So the world is our reflection. So verse 19, he says, I will share a few of my glories as my glories are endless and I am in all. Krishna verse 20, he starts with his first glory. I am the indweller in awe of all beings. I am the indestructible inner presence in all beings. I am the beginning, middle, and end. He says, only upon waking up, when we are asleep, one realizes dreams happen. Only upon waking up, we realize it was a dream. As long as one is in the dream state, it all appears to be true, while the other states seems to be false, right? When you're dreaming, you don't realize the waking state, the body, the hunger, thirst. You don't realize it. Same thing with the deep sleep also. So the journey from birth to death is nothing but a long dream. This is another dream, he says. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, all three are a long dream. Only upon waking up, one can realize that one is the witness of the dream, not a dreamer. The dreamer and the waker are one and the same. So life is a long dream. Don't get mesmerized by it. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, arise and awake. He didn't talk to his students who were sleeping, right? So in chapter 2, Krishna had mentioned that Atma and Anatma, the inner presence and the body-mind equipment. Here he says, I am both. There is no I other than me. I alone is. I am the operator. I am the sun, moon, all things, including fire, Agni. I am the Veda. I am the deity. I am the mind. I am the senses. I am the knowledge in all, Chit, Chaitanya. Now, think about it. How does a plant sprout from a seed? You have seeds. How does it sprout? If you spill two crystals of sugar on your countertop, from somewhere ants will come. How do they know that sugar is spilled? That's all Chit, Chaitanyam. That Chit, Chaitanyam is in every being. Every being. A worm, you may think worm is useless, but worm goes under the soil and loosens the soil so that the root can go down. That is his worm's function, duty. So here he says, nothing is yours. You have everything because of my grace. 5 senses, mind, your kidney function, all organs function because of me. I am the wealth. Verse 23 to 25, he says, I am the 5 elements, space, air, fire, water, earth. I am the fire. I am Om, Ekakshara Brahman, Nada Brahman. I'm the 11 Rudras. I'm the mountain, Meru mountain. I'm the wealth. I am the fire. In verse 31, he says, I am Rama, I am Krishna, I am Brahma, I am Vishnu, I am Shiva. I am the cause of all. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Generation, operation, and dissolution. And Dissolution can be written as destroyer also, but destroyer means anything that is destroyed does not come back. When it is dissolved, it comes back, crystallizes. When you put salt or sugar in water, it crystallizes back again. So dissolution and destroy, when you say destroyer, it refers to my audio was muted. Did you hear up to this?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I am the beginning, middle, and end of the universe. I am the supreme knowledge. What do you mean by knowledge? Aham Brahmasmi, I am that. That one in this body is the same in all beings, all body, all appearances is the knowledge. All we get in school and college and education in the world is all information. There's a difference between information and knowledge. Information keeps upgrading. It changes every year. You study something and then next year it's a different subject. We started with internet 30 years ago. Today we are in AI. AI will advance further, right? Keeps changing. That is information. Or we lose our memory and we don't remember what we studied in 8th grade calculus. So so that's all information for the intellect. But Aham Brahmasmi is a knowledge. That is the only knowledge, that is the supreme knowledge. Verse 33 and 34, he says, I am death. This is to remove the fear of death, not to be afraid of death, nothing to fear. It's a transition from one thing to the just like I changed my job from company 1 to company 2. It is just changing a position. I often visualize myself being dead, lying horizontal. You have to do that because it is going to happen. It is inevitable. There's no point in being afraid of that. So he's saying nothing to fear. Death is a transition to a different plane, transmigration. The Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote, when you are born, you are crying and everyone was smiling and laughing. Now live your life. So at the end, you are the one who are smiling and everyone is crying. Accept death of the body. You have no death. You are Brahma, you are Tattvamasi. You are that. You have no death. You shed the body. Right? So that's what he says in 33 to 33 and 34. 36, I am the gambler, gambling, victory and defeat. I am in all, good and bad, or in individual mind. Verse 37, he says, I am the supreme knowledge in rishis. I am in all, I alone is. I am the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. I am the Vasudeva, Krishna's dad, father. I am Vyasa. I am Arjuna. I am in all, I alone is. With that he ends chapter 10. Let's see the slide and then talk about it. Vibhuti Yoga, chapter 10.
Vibhuti Yoga. Okay.
Says, I have no beginning, no end, all pervasive, without birth, without death, indescribable, undefined. That is who I am. Nirguna Brahma. There is no guna. You cannot describe. And all others are Saguna Brahma. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Lakshmi, Saraswati, whatever name we call, they are all Saguna Brahman with gunas, because we cannot conceptualize this. That is why we have a form and name, Rupa, Nama Rupa. See, man alone seeks knowledge. No other animal does. Man alone can be a human, an animal, or a divine. Man alone knows I exist. A dog, when a dog goes through the water body, dog sees as another dog and starts barking at it. It doesn't know it's my reflection. We know when we see in the mirror, we know it's my reflection, right? Same thing with the birds. There are plenty of birds are dying now because they hit the glass and they died. This is from Birds Alliance of Oregon. They perceive that bird as another bird, and then they hit it, they die. But human beings alone knows everything is my reflection. I am all pervading, I am unmanifested but I am in all appearances. All beings are in me, I am not in them, they are not in me. Meaning the name and form is not in me. These are the four Manus from this one. Dakshinamurti has four disciples, I should say, Sanaka, Sanantana, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara. They are four Manus, first brain children who could think about it. I am in all Sapta Rishis. These are Sapta Rishis, four Kumaras, and all appearances. And all Rishis, sages, they are old, long time ago they were there. Yeah, so from this Manusya, Manus came from Manusya. Okay, that's why we are called as Manusya. Panchabhuta Sthala. Dormant seed form Bijavastha is Shakti, the power of Nirguna Brahman is Yogam. When it is expressed, it is called Vibhuti. Lingam means it refers to it's a pointer. It's a pointer. This is Panchabhuta Sthalam, earth, water, fire, air, and space. We start from space, air, fire, water, earth. So this is in Chidambaram, Kalahasti, Tiruvannamalai, Tiruvannakoil, and Kanchipuram. I have visited all four except Chidambaram. I didn't have a chance, but I often think, the whole world is there. Right above my head is Chidambaram. Why should I go to that place? Sometimes I used to think whenever I feel myself that I missed one place. It's all over around. You have to be able to see the oneness in everything, everywhere. He says, I'm all bhava in verse 4 to 7. Emotions, moods are all my expressions. Some are angry, some are calm, some choose ahimsa, some are violent, some are silent, some are agitated. I'm the intellect, wisdom, delusion, non-delusion, self-restraint, tranquility, joy, sorrow, fame, birth, and death. All spring from me. I'm the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. The wise revel in me. That's what it means. Always, at all times, thinking about me. Now, when we see this, the carpenter sees the wood, but the child sees the elephant, right? What you see. What do you see? This is again, I have mentioned that when I went to the temple, I did not see God. I saw the sculpture. Depends on individual mind, individual perception. Five senses are only tools. The mind is the one that interacts with the world, appearing world. There's a quote in Tamil, Kalle Kandal Naye Kana, Naye Kandal Kalle Kana. That means when you see the rock, you don't see the Nayakan. It's not Nayak. It has changed, transformed over the years. It is Nayakan, the God, divinity. That's what it means. This is when we think that I am praying, that means this baby monkey is holding mom. If these hands are loose, the baby is going to fall down. Whereas this is Margata Riti, this is Marjala Riti. Here, I'm completely surrendered unto you. You take me wherever you want. So I have no responsibility. It's all your responsibility. That is total ultimate surrender. I thought that will be a good, interesting word, how we say it. So I am the glories in all as Nirguna Brahman, a brief indication of few of them. I am the Samaveda, I am the knowledge, I am the power, I am the courage, I am meditation, I am victory, failure, I am sun, stars, and 5 elements. That's what glories, he's just mentioning few glories. These are the benefits of knowing it. Vesha Drishti, Abhimana Nvritti, elimination of jealousy, Iswara Jagat Beda Nivaranartham, all are supreme expressions, bhakti to expand to oneness, there is unity in diversity. Jagat is Advaita Matmakam, that is plurality. Advaita Siddhi is grounding in oneness. I am Rama, Krishna, I am beginning, middle, and end. I am Veda, I am the A in Om. I am death, I am Vyasa, I am Arjuna, I am all. The same thing is expanded here. Shadguna Sampanna, possessor of 6 characteristics. Lack of hatred. By eliminating egoistic thought, there is no arrogance that says, I have achieved this. Humility is important. I have not achieved anything. Everything is given to me by the grace of God. When we say, I did it, then it becomes ego and arrogance. Of course, I put my effort into it. But then to put that effort, I was guided by something, right? That is what it is. Lack of jealousy, elimination of that, eliminating the differences between God and the world. All are divine manifestations. Look at the temples of 5 deities. The first step is devotion, then expansion. Universe is pluralistic. Expansion of thought towards oneness, ability to see the oneness in all. I am the strength, righteousness, dharma, wealth, vigor, zeal, brightness, splendor. One appears as many. This I took the pictures when I was in Chennai. There are people who live in these conditions. And why are we complaining? It's just pray for everybody. Pray for them. That is also divine expressions. So Shakespeare once said, I cried when I had no shoes, but I stopped crying when I saw a man without legs. Life is full of blessings. Sometimes we don't value it. We keep thinking that I need this, I need that, but we are blessed. We forget what we have. That is what prayer is. Prayer is all about gratitude. This is Mount Meru that we are talking about. In Shastras, it says Mount Meru refers to a dormant volcano in Tanzania, whereas Meru Peak is in Himalayas. It is a mythological. Meru Peak is a conceptual sacred, believed to be the center of the universe and the abode of deities like Shiva. The physical Mount Meru, the volcano, is the highest peak in Tanzania, and the one it is Mount Meru Peak. This is Mount Meru, this is Meru Peak, is challenging high altitude mountaineering objective. The mythical Mount Meru is a spiritual concept central to Hindu, Jain, Buddhist cosmology. Meru Peak as a concept represents stability, divinity, and convergence of all cosmic elements. The name Meru likely comes from the Sanskrit word peak, that is Shigaram, that is in Kailash. I visited this place in Tanzania, and that is here, Serengeti. I went to Serengeti, I went to Mount Kilimanjaro, but Mount Meru is here. But all our scripture says Mount Meru. It is Mount means peak in Sanskrit. So it is not the actual Mount Meru, which is in Tanzania, but it is the peak, the highest peak. That's what it means. Supreme is highest peak. Now this again, I happened to see this morning.
सुर में गाना सीखिए पाधानीसा ऐप के साथ AI powered.
The poem by Emerson, he says, Ralph Waldo Emerson, he has written a poem on Brahma. He says, I am the doubter and the doubt, and the Brahmin songs. So I thought that was, globally everyone believes or respects this thought that Aham Brahmasmi. This is Kabir Das work. The Lord is in me and the Lord is in you. As life is hidden in every seed, so rubble with your pride, my friend, and look for him within you. That is another one. This is from Tulsi Das. Let me see it. I will send it to you. I think it is little. Do we have time? It is
2 minutes.
Personal music teacher from Saregama.
This is M.S. Subbalakshmi's, how long is this? This is 11 minutes. You can listen to the few minutes and then.
Shuddha Brahma Pararam Kalatmaka Parameshwararam Shuddha Brahma Pararam Kalatmaka Parameshwararam Cheshatalpa Sukha Nidritaram Brahmadyamara Prathitaram Chanda Kirana Kulamanganaram Srimad Sharanam Kausalya Sukhamardhanaram Vishwamitra
I think it is not coming up properly, and that I will share it with you in the group. You can listen to it later. So he's saying 31 to 37, he's saying, I am the beginning, middle, and end. I am the supreme knowledge. I am the birth and I am the death. I am the gambler and the gamble. I am the victory. I am the defeat. I am Vasudeva, Vyasa. I am Arjuna. I am in all. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shivan is Trinity. They call it in Bible, Trinity. We also call Triputi. Not three, but one appears as many due to the role they play. That is why these are called as Saguna Brahman. With guna, sa plus guna means with guna. Nirguna Brahman is divine Brahman. I think that's the end of it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, Rukmani, coming at 5:30 a.m. and also Seema.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Mommy. Thank you.
Welcome. It shows the devotion that you have for all the scriptures, waking up at 5 o'clock and attending the class at 5:30. It's just, it's addictive, positive addictive, I think, spiritual path. The more you listen, the more you are drawn to it.
And your voice is very soothing.